Kelly Harris was staring into the eyes of a fake Benjamin Franklin. "This is the best digital work I've seen in a decade," she muttered to Special Agent Matthew Mayo over the phone. "The guy is using recycled newsprint. He's gluing two sheets together to simulate the security thread. It's brilliant, in a crude sort of way." "What's the catch, Kelly?" Mayo asked. He was sitting in the LA field office, surrounded by bagged evidence. "The catch is his calling card. Look at the plate numbers on the front, H2, and on the back, H38. He scanned one single bill, and he's been cloning it for 2 years. He's not a printer. He's a copier. Every time this money shows up, we know it's him. He's bleeding the retailers dry. Matt, hundreds of thousands a month." The Secret Service started their climb up the pyramid. They arrested gang members in downtown LA. They arrested kids at H&M. But everyone clammed up. They were more afraid of the gangs than the feds. "We're stuck at the bottom of the ladder," Agent Christopher Toledo said, tossing a folder onto Mayo's desk. "Until yesterday. On January 14, 2008, a man was caught at an H&M with 10 H to H38 bills. He wasn't a gang member. He was a regular guy with no record." In the interrogation room, Mayo leaned in close. "You're not built for prison. Son, tell us who gave you the paper." The man cracked. He gave them a name, Troy Stroud. Chapter 5. The Staples Rewards. The investigation into Troy Stroud led them into a world of high-end cars and million-dollar homes. But Stroud was just another broker. Mayo knew they needed the source. They executed a sneak and peek warrant on Stroud's residence at Tactical Entry while he was out, searching for the print shop. They found nothing. No printers. No vats of glue. He's not the printer, Mayo realized. He's just a warehouse. Then they got their break. They followed Stroud to a townhouse in Lawndale. They saw a man walking out Talbert Talton. Mayo started a canvass of local businesses. He hit a Staples nearby. "We're looking for someone buying massive amounts of HP ink and newsprint." The manager tapped his computer. "Oh, you mean our rewards member, Albert Talton. He buys so much ink he's practically our best customer. He's got enough points for a free laptop every month." Mayo couldn't believe it. The man was printing millions of dollars, yet he couldn't resist the allure of Staples reward points. The Secret Service set up a stakeout in a hotel across from Talton's home. For weeks, they watched the choreography of the ring. They saw Goldberg arrive with a red backpack. They saw McCory in his orange Mercedes. They saw Talton meticulously washing his garbage cans every morning. "He's washing the ink residue off," Toledo whispered, watching through a long-range lens. On April 30th, they followed Talton to Paper Mart. They watched him load 3 bales of special order newsprint into his car. It was enough paper to print $2 million in counterfeit bills. "He's filling a big order," Mayo said over the radio. "Get the team ready. We're going in." Chapter 6. The Alchemist's Fall. May 8, 2008. The sun was barely up when the tactical teams assembled. Albert was in the garage. He was focused, the smell of hairspray heavy in the air. He was finishing a batch of $20 bills. He had perfected the iridescent paint for the color-shifting ink. He felt invincible. CRASH. The front door gave way to a battering ram. Secret Service. Search warrant. Albert didn't move. He didn't reach for the gun he didn't have. He just watched as the agents swarmed his factory. He saw Mayo walk into the hallway. "Mr. Talden," Mayo said, holstering his weapon. "That's a lot of paper. It's a lot of work," Albert replied, his voice devoid of fear. "They found $162,000 in completed notes and nearly $1.4 million in partials. They found the printers humming, still spitting out Franklin's. They moved the mouse on his computer, and there it was, a high-res image of a $100 bill, the digital heart of a $7 million empire." In the interrogation room, Albert was surprisingly candid. He spoke with the pride of an artist. He told them about the trials with White Rain versus Aquanet. He told them how he could copy anything. "I just saw a bill Hector had at the shop," Albert told Mayo. "I told him I could do it better. And I did. You did it so well you almost crashed the local economy." "Albert," Mayo said, "I was just trying to reach my potential." Albert shrugged. "I didn't want a 9-to-5. I wanted the American dream. I just figured out a way to print it myself." Epilogue: The Debt to Society. The trial of Albert Talton was the end of an era for the LA Counterfeit Squad. He pleaded guilty to conspiracy and manufacturing. At the sentencing, the judge noted his considerable intellect and lamented that it had been used for destruction rather than innovation. Albert was sentenced to 9 years in federal prison. His co-conspirators followed him with shorter terms. The Aston Martin was towed. The Mercedes were repossessed. The Woodland Hills house was seized. The economic crash of 2008 had hit the real banks, and Albert's fake ones were no longer protected by his clever distribution chains. Today, Albert Talden is a different man. He sits in a cell, far from the salt air of Lawndale. His hands are finally clean of ink, but his mind remains restless. In the specimen vault in D.C., Kelly Harris still uses his H2, H38 notes as a training tool for new agents. This is what happens when brilliance meets greed, she tells them. Albert's former girlfriend, Allison, visits him sometimes. She sees the calculations still behind his eyes. He's not thinking about the money he lost. He's thinking about the next design, the next challenge, the next thing he can break down and build back better. For Albert Talden, the hustle never truly ends. It just changes shape. The end.